welcome back for another episode of Dine and Dish. And here we go again, another week, another episode, another amazing topic. And this week is going to be so much fun because I'm connecting with my Floridian friend that I haven't seen in, my God, I think it's been 5 years. So I cannot wait to catch up. And I have Eddy on the line, and he is one of the most amazing world marketing, traveling, magnificent person I've ever met. And I can't wait to jump into the show and hear all his exciting stories and catch up. And welcome to Dine and Dish. I miss you. How are you?
Yeah, miss you too, and thanks for having me, and all is well.
This is
All
so
is
cool. So
yeah.
it's funny. I just have to tell the listeners. I mean, we haven't connected in so long, and you popped up on social media, and you were doing, I don't know where you were traveling, actually Venice, which we'll talk about in a minute. And I said, "Oh my God, you got to come on the show and talk about all your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
amazing hospitality adventures." So you have to fill me in. And actually, before we do that, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? Because you have such an amazing background and you travel the world and you have all these great stories. And I want you to introduce yourself because I'm not going to do it justice.
So I how can I do this? So I like to say that I help hospitality brands understand what modern travelers value and how to position themselves accordingly. So my work sits at the intersection of traveler psychology, storytelling, brand positioning, and visibility. Um, you know, obviously it all started with social media. So my background is investment banking. I did it for 10 years and then they closed up the firm January of 99. It was a Friday. I'll never forget this day. And I went to go visit my friend who was an expat working in Bangkok, and I bought a 2-week ticket. After 4 days, I realized how much I loved that place and I didn't have a job to come home to. So I called my mom. I said, I'm never coming home. And to send my stuff, that was a tough conversation. And Lebanese mother, it's not easy. And ended up living in Bangkok for 11 years. And I was there when social media first started. And on a whim, I started a marketing agency, what became the first digital agency in Asia. And we were the biggest for 5 years, and all my clients were hotels. So I sort of learned the business through marketing for some of the biggest brands in the world. I mean, my first client in the world in hospitality was the first Amman property in the world, which was Amman Puri in Phuket. And then I had Peninsula Bangkok, Shangri-La Bangkok, Mandarin Oriental, Hong Kong Ritz-Carlton. I mean, just legendary properties that they write books about. So that's where I learned everything. And at the same time, simultaneously, social media was coming out. So I was early on every platform, because back then that's how communicated. That's how expats communicated. I mean, there were message boards and, blogging and all that kind of stuff. So I was very early, and I that's when Twitter was very important. So I was extremely active on Twitter back in the early days, and I became the first American expat in every Asian country to have 1 million followers on Twitter, which got me headline news, which got me consulting gigs, which got me clients. So eventually I sold the agency because I 100% of my business was coming through social media. And, or like, it wasn't, because social media wasn't what it is today. So social media got me in certain doors, but it
Yeah.
wasn't closing the deals like it is today. They see a
Yeah.
beautiful
Social
video. They're
media
like,
is
can you do
crazy
that?
today. I mean, anybody not on social media, it's like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the power. And I want to
Yeah.
talk through social media because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Yeah.
just a whole segment of the show that's just so powerful. And you kind of nailed how to do it. So I want to push that forward just for a couple minutes
Okay.
because I want to talk a little bit about you and just the what's kept you so passionate. I mean, because you live on the road. I mean, how many days a year are you traveling and on a plane, a train, an automobile, a boat? I mean,
So I do 15 to 20 countries a year. I
wow.
sold everything that I owned 14 years ago. I live 100% of the time either on a cruise ship or a hotel room. So I do over 300 nights in hotels yearly. And I'm in
Wow.
South Florida in between all my trips because I still have a storage unit here and I grew up here. So it's an easy base to be. But even when I'm here, I'm at a Marriott hotel right now. Um, but yeah, so what keeps me passionate about social media, and I just love it because it for me, I develop friendships and relationships on social media that honestly you couldn't you couldn't fathom doing it at the scale that I do it online in real life. It would be impossible. Um, because I mean, I can find out everything about you, like not in a creepy way, but in a nice way in
Not the
like
creepy
90
way.
seconds. Yeah. I mean, like
Well,
I can
I gotta wait,
see.
Scott, I gotta tell you a funny story really quickly.
Okay.
So Steve, who you met at the beginning of the
Yeah.
show, he works in my office. He helps
Okay.
produce the show. And
Okay.
every time I go to meet somebody or whatever, we go to hire somebody or something for the restaurant, he literally gives me like a whole
Yeah.
like a whole perform
Yeah.
of like, okay, here's the resume. This I'm like, how did you find this out? He's like, social media. Went right to
Of
their
course.
Facebook page. I'm like, okay, Mr. Investigator. True
But it's
though.
crazy. It's I can good or bad. I can see how you reply to comments. I can see
Hmm.
if you reply to comments, like how often you. I mean, everything, and that tells me a lot about people. It's
Yeah.
for me. I take pride that I reply to every single comment across every single platform that I have because for me, it's a form of respect. Like people took time out of their day. I don't care if it's an emoji. They took time out of their day to reply on something that you did. Like, why wouldn't you give them the respect to reply back? It's
Yeah.
it's what it's what thoroughly blows me away about every brand in the world because 99% of the brands don't reply back unless it suits them.
1,000%. I
It's
was literally
shocking.
I was complaining about this yesterday. I literally took time to type up this whole LOI, spent time putting my time into it, submitted it, just at least respond, received. Thank you. Something.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not? I literally said to my husband, I said to Jannar, I'm like, how? It's just so disrespectful. If somebody takes time and puts energy or passion into something they're putting together, whether it's important or not to them, just respond and say, thank you, received. I'm
Yeah.
1,000%. I agree with you. That's my biggest pet peeve. So I love that you
Yeah.
do that.
So for me, social media looks like this. Social media for me has three buckets. One is we meet and we're going to be friends forever. Two is we'll be friends forever, and you may introduce me to somebody that we do business together. And number three, we meet and end up doing business together, and we remain friends forever. There is no differentiation to those three buckets for me. One is just as valuable as number three, and I know it's the opposite with most people. If you're not doing business, they don't think that this is a valuable relationship. For me, they're all the same. So that's why social media will always be at the top of my list of to do every day. And yeah, yes, it is my full time business because I get 100% of my business from social media. But do you know I've never pitched a brand cold ever? Not once in my life. My motto is I give away whether it's on Instagram, just beautiful photos and videos and describe how I work with brands on LinkedIn, talk about strategy and things like that. Just give away as much as I possibly can. And inevitably you're going to get the DMs that pop in. Hey, we should chat. Hey, we should chat. Do you know my last 7 jobs came on LinkedIn DM? LinkedIn's a
Oh, I'm
gold
sure.
mine. It's a gold mine.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I started this show. I'll give you a perfect example. I started this show a year ago. I did it as a side hustle just for fun with a friend. And I said, you know what? I love to be on the air. I love to talk to people. I love to connect with amazing, like minded professionals. And a year later, I mean, I get emails. I'm booked through the end of August, and I get emails from people I don't even know. I mean, I had David Page on the show this past week. He's the creator of Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. He was on the show. I mean, people that I've never reached out to, and they're marketing people, they're PR people. They reach out to me to be on the show, which is so super cool. And I've met so many amazing people. And I have to agree with you. Relationships are so powerful. I say this all the time. And crazy story. You meet people, and it's not about what you get from them. It's about building a relationship. And then one day, if you need something or they need something and they pick up the phone, you answer and you build relationships. And that's how the world is built. I mean, everything that I've ever done through our businesses, our restaurants, having you on the show, it's all relationship based, you know?
100%. I couldn't
Yeah.
agree more.
Yeah. So let's talk about your newest. You said you were in Venice. I love Venice. Venice is probably one of my favorite cities. Everybody always says, why do you like Venice? It's dirty, the water. I love it. We were there last year. I just, I make it a point every time we go to Italy to stop through Venice. I love it.
Do you
Such a
know what's
cool city.
crazy? Have you been to the Hotel Cipriani there?
Of course.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
know, so I went there and we had lunch there, and I was talking with a couple of the internal people there. Do you know the story about their swimming pool?
No, I would love it.
So
So,
crazy.
so that's the one past all the way at the end. You're talking about Casa Cipriani, right? All the way at the end on
Correct.
the other
Correct.
side of Venice,
Correct.
because we always
Correct.
stay on that side by the
Correct.
Hilton.
Correct.
So we stay at the Hilton and we walk down there. So yeah, we were
So,
there last year.
so what happened was the architect that did the renderings for this property when they were being built, when the pool was being built, did them. And then he was in America, and then they sent it over to Europe, and they did not convert the feet to meters. They just did it in meters, the feet, the dimensions.
Dimensions, yeah.
So it's what turned out to be, it's the biggest swimming pool in Venice at a hotel by mistake,
Okay, that's
because
interesting. Because
because
the
the
only
architect
other
didn't convert it.
That's funny because that's very interesting because the only other hotel really that has the pool is the Hilton. That's why we always stay there. It's on the rooftop and
The
it's a
rooftop,
small
yeah,
pool. I mean, it's
correct,
beautiful, but it's small.
correct. Yeah,
And we say that all the time. It's like more like
yeah,
an extended hot tub than a
yeah. It's
pool.
like
So
a
that's
plunge pool.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, but we were there last year. We had an amazing meal. We walked down and we ate outside right in front of the hotel where they have a little Dior, like
Yeah, sure.
coffee
Yeah,
dessert
yeah,
little
yeah.
area, but so
Exactly.
pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
you
It's
were
great.
filming
Yeah,
a
so
show?
I have a new client, again, came from LinkedIn. I wasn't filming a show. I was filming at a property. So just outside of Venice in a place called Cavallino it's a 30-minute boat ride to Venice. So it's where all the campgrounds are. And it's a very, very popular place for campgrounds. There's the biggest campground there is called Union Lido. It's 150 acres. I mean, it's massive. People from all over Europe come. It's very, very commonly known as a camping place. And inside Union Lido, there's, I think, 7 or 8 different camp companies. And
Hmm.
one of them is called Luxury Camp. It's the only high end one. And they have glamping cabins.
I love
So
glamping because I do not
yes,
camp, but
yeah,
I will glamp.
yeah. So they do, everything is like really, really cool and bougie. And it's a really, really different experience. And we were filming with the owner and his partner. And it was really neat. We were over there for 2 weeks, and it was just a very unique, campaign that we did over there. It was great.
Interesting. You don't think of Italy for camping. So that's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's so look up that place, Union Lido. Look up Luxury Camp at Union Lido. It's super, super interesting. And the guy, Mattia, who started it, he's very, very forward thinking. He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah. So we're leaving Tuesday for Italy. We're going to
Oh,
see
nice.
Jannar. Well, Jannar's family lives in Monte de Procida, which is right across from
Oh,
Ischia, which is right
oh,
outside
nice.
Naples.
Nice.
So we try to start our trip somewhere else and then end at
Sure.
home. So
And
this
there.
way we have like a vacation and we still
Yeah,
see
sure.
family and whatever. But this year we're actually starting there and ending in London because I wanted to
Nice.
take my little one to see and I have a lot of friends in London. So I wanted to that's one of the only countries she hasn't been to yet is England. So we're going to
Mm.
take her over there. She's my little world traveler. It's funny. I'll digress for a second. I
Yeah.
asked Vivi last year, I said, Vivi, where do you want to go for your birthday? And she's 6. Okay. And she says, I think I want to have tea at the Eiffel Tower.
Oh my God.
And I said, I looked at my husband and I said, oh, we're in trouble. See, that's what happens when you have kids at an older age because you travel and you're at a different point in your life. And every year you pick where you want to go. You start doing your bucket list countries, right? So she goes everywhere with us, so her response, what 6-year-old goes, oh, I want to have tea at the Eiffel Tower. So this year I asked her, and she's like, I think I want to go to the London Bridge and see, because I
My
love
God.
London and I love the phone booths and I collect the London phone
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
booths. So she's like, so we're doing London this year. So she
So
gets to
cool.
kind of piggyback. Actually,
That's
I will
really
tell
cool.
you though, we do again, here we go. A sidebar. We do every year for New Year's Day, we sit down and we do our mood boards, our vision boards. So we always do somewhere in the world that she wants to travel and see.
Mm.
So she said this year she wants to be in Japan and East Asia. And I said, well, you're in big trouble because that vision's not going to come true. Put that on your next year vision board. Anyway,
That's
so
great.
back to the show. So let's talk about hospitality and marketing because you mentioned social media and social media is just, my God, it's taken over the world. I mean, and we'll get to AI in just a couple minutes because I can't wait to get your thoughts on that and
Mhm.
marketing. But talk to me about just in general marketing and hospitality because you mentioned hotels and I'm sure you do a lot with restaurants, you do a lot with travel. So let's talk through how marketing works and how it doesn't work. Because I'm sure you probably see both sides, right? You see what's great and what's not great. So let's jump right into marketing and social media.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the question that I get a lot from the restaurants, just the restaurants that really don't get it is how has social media changed the restaurant industry? And honestly, I don't think that social media has changed restaurants. Uh, I think it exposed them. Great restaurants have always existed, and bad restaurants have always existed. Social media simply removed the ability to hide either one. Every guest now, they walk into your restaurant carrying a television studio in their pocket. They're filming your cocktails, photographing your desserts, reviewing your service, interviewing the chef, and they're telling hundreds or thousands even of people about the experience before they even paid the bill. That's why I tell restaurant owners that marketing no longer starts when you post something online. Marketing starts the moment someone walks through the front door. Every interaction becomes content. Every server becomes part of the marketing. Every bartender is part of the marketing. Every guest becomes part of the marketing. The smartest restaurant owners understand that they aren't just running a restaurant anymore. They're running a media company that happens to serve food. Every single shift creates stories,
It's
you
so
know?
true. When COVID hit and we closed Tuscan Prime in Florida and we
Mhm,
opened here in
mhm.
Annapolis, the one thing when I was designing that restaurant, I said everything has to be Instagrammable. Everybody takes pictures. Everybody eats with their food, with their cameras before they even touch their plate. It's click, click,
Of
click, click,
course.
click, click. I mean,
Yep,
I even had influencers coming in with their own camera teams and media and video cameras. I mean, I used to have to tell them, just don't disturb the guests around you, please. But they do. And it's so important. And, that restaurant just blew up on TikTok. I mean,
yeah.
there was one Saturday night, we were like TikTok streaming everywhere. We had people driving in from Chicago, Cincinnati. It was crazy. And I said, how'd you hear about us? TikTok, TikTok. Everything is TikTok. And, it's all about their experience. It's about how pretty the food looks. Like you said, it's how glamorous and, they like the over the top pictures,
Yeah,
and you're right. They're doing it live while they're in the restaurant. They're
yeah.
streaming.
Yeah, and yeah, and a lot of restaurants still they don't get it. The biggest mistake is thinking that they're selling food. Nobody opens up Instagram hoping to see another picture of a steak or another slow motion cheese pull. People open social media because they want to learn something, they want to laugh, they want to be inspired, they want to feel something. Every restaurant posts beautiful food, but very few restaurants tell memorable stories. Show me the chef whose grandmother inspired the recipe. Show me the bartender experimenting with a new cocktail. Introduce me to the dishwasher who's been there for 20 years. Tell me about the couple who has celebrated their anniversary there every year for the last decade. Show me the local farmer delivering the produce before the sunrise. That's what people remember.
Yeah, it's so true. So true. I can't tell how many people got engaged, and we used to post
Yeah.
pictures of. I mean, this one couple came in, and as they were walking in the door, pulled me aside and said, "Here's the ring. Find something like creative to do with it. Just don't bring it out." So after dinner, we did this beignet wheel, and it was like a Ferris wheel. And we have
Mm.
beignets on the Ferris wheel. So we
Oh,
actually, instead of putting the top
it's so
beignet, we
cool.
put the box on the top of the Ferris wheel. So all the beignets were there, and then the ring box was at the top. And then we brought it out with like sparklers and brought it to the table. And at first, she didn't even see the ring, because she just saw the
My
dessert. And
gosh,
then she
right,
looked up
right,
and she was like, "Oh my gosh." So
right.
creating these types of experiences, I mean, they're so important. I say it every show, it's about experience. It's about just their overall connection and relationships with their staff. And, whether it's a special moment or an engagement or an anniversary, whatever it is, that's what keeps people coming back. They fall in love with you and they fall in love with your people, not just the food. You can have great food, that's
Yeah,
important, but
yeah,
it's everything else that brings
yeah,
people back.
of course. And you know what? Most restaurants, they spend too much time talking about themselves. They talk they talk about the award-winning menus, the fresh ingredients, the handcrafted cocktails. The problem is every restaurant is saying the same damn thing. Guests don't care about your business until they understand what your business can do for them. The users are selfish. They wanna be either entertained or educated. Those are the only 2 things. And
Or
if
they
you're
like
not
to
doing
watch you
either.
and do reality TV.
Exactly,
That's part 3. So they either wanna
exactly.
be educated or they just don't wanna be educated. They wanna be mindless and just watch what other
Yeah,
people do
entertained.
and
Yeah,
entertained.
100%.
So true.
Like, people don't buy meals, they buy outcomes. They buy celebrations, memories, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So talk about personal branding because you created your brand is huge. I couldn't wait. I actually mentioned you on my last show that I did with Diva Page. I said I can't wait to have this show because you just built such a huge personal brand in hospitality and hotels. And I mean, anybody that knows travel knows your name. I mean, I brought it up and he's like, "Oh, I know who he is. I've seen some of his stuff." So talk about how you did that from authenticity, from networking, creating influence. There's so many things that go into it. So talk through how that started for you. I mean, I know you mentioned moving out and
Yeah.
and connecting with the right people, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
more than that.
It's well, number 1, it's consistency. You cannot build anything without consistency. I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. Right now, there's 7 main platforms in the world, right? And all the platforms have more content than people. That's why it's almost impossible to grow on these platforms. The one platform that is still has more people than content is LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is turning more and more into Facebook and Instagram every day. Now, it's still very professional and very business wise, and you're getting engagement from C-suite people. But I can also post a picture of a sunrise and it'll crush it in engagement. So because LinkedIn is where it is, for the
Mhm.
past 18 months, that's my most active platform
LinkedIn, really?
because I want the growth before it stalls,
For
you
your
know?
personal brand. So
Correct,
building
correct.
your name,
So
not so much businesses. Yeah.
my personal brand is all that matters because my personal brand is business. I don't manage other people's social media accounts ever. So my personal brand is all that matters because it's my business. But at the same time, so all I do is give on my social media. I give. Yes, I show, stuff that we're doing with clients and pretty pictures and videos and this and that, but I also talk through the hospitality business side of it. Like I also show behind the scenes heavily. Because that's what real brands need to show. So I also don't care about things that the average influencer, and I hate that word, but the average influencer thinks. Like I don't care. Right now, it's hot to like archive all your old bad stuff. I have my first Instagram post that I ever did still on my Instagram feed.
I'm so glad you say that because everybody
Please.
looks at my Instagram and they're like, "You need to take that one down. It sucks." I'm
Yeah,
like, "No,
exact.
that's
Yeah.
me. I don't care."
See, this is the fake influencer world that I refuse to
Yeah.
be a part of. Like I want to show my growth. I don't care. I mean, it was terrible. My first post, over edited, HDR, like filters, and it was disgusting. But who
Yeah.
knew? Who knew? It's just like, listen, if I'm
That's
400 pounds,
authentic, but
if,
that's what they love about you. It's authenticity. That's who
yeah,
you are. That's what you do. It's just like my show, where we started, we didn't even have uh, people. Like it was just
right.
voice. We were
Yeah,
on Spotify,
sure.
Apple. Now we have YouTube and we have video and we have a website. And it's like, look what it's evolved. I mean, that evolution is what people love and that's what they follow, and
Well,
they
this
get
is
to know you.
this is the funny thing, everybody says, "Oh, I'm bad on video. I don't like showing myself on social. I don't like doing this. I don't like." They'll give you 50 things that they don't like doing. Okay, that's fine. But guess what? Your first day at the gym sucks and you're horrible and you're disgusting and you can't do anything. You can't lift 5 pounds. But guess what? Your second day, you're not going to be as bad as your first. And it's
Yeah.
just like that with social media. You get better. And also another thing that's like cool is I don't care what my grid looks like because life is messy. Therefore, your grid is going to be messy. If I feel like posting a carousel today, I don't care if I posted one yesterday. I'm going to do it. Who cares? A pretty gorgeous aesthetic grid doesn't give you ROI. It's not a
Yeah.
closet. It's a social media platform. Who cares what it looks like?
So glad you said that because so many people have told me you need to archive
Ridiculous.
that. That's not you, or that video was horrible, or
Ridiculous. Who
mom,
cares?
I've had my kids, mom, you can't post that. I'm like, I'm posting whatever I want. That's
Exactly.
who I am. People
Exactly.
follow me for who I am. And if they don't want to watch,
Exactly.
they can delete it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. So, what's your favorite for business now? So, we talked personal brand, right? So, LinkedIn is great for personal branding. What for driving business for restaurateurs or any of the businesses listening on the show? What's your favorite for driving business? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it YouTube? I mean,
Everything.
everything, huh? And being
Eh,
consistent across all platforms?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's always an and game. It's not an or game because, listen, Threads is gaining traction. They're almost past Twitter or X for monthly active users. I think they just hit 500 million per
Wow.
month.
I need to get on
And
threads. I'm so bad with threads.
Threads is a combination between, like, I would say like an Instagram story and Twitter, how it used to be, because I rarely post images on there because my images don't really do well. But if I post a paragraph of something, it kills it.
On threads. Interesting.
It's it's an engaging platform. Also, YouTube Shorts. I don't feel that restaurants are taking advantage of this. Like you
I,
got, I don't think that,
yeah.
forget about restaurants. I don't think the world understands what Google is doing in the background with AI. They are they are building stuff in silence and they're investing hundreds of billions of dollars. And I'm telling you, it's going to be extremely important to post consistently on YouTube and YouTube Shorts moving forward.
Yeah. It's funny you said that because even with my show, in the last probably 60 days, 90 days, we've really focused on YouTube, putting all the videos up, especially shorts. I mean, the
Short.
shorts have
Yeah.
done, I
Yeah.
mean, we just started doing that probably about 6 weeks ago. And the shorts Steve put one up and it had 1,000 views in like an hour. That people really, what do you call doom scrolling? He calls it like at night
Sure.
when they have nothing to
Sure.
do. They look at, I mean, it's unbelievable how the shorts outperform the actual shows. Like when we do this show and it airs, we'll put up 4 or 5 shorts before and after.
So,
Those way
yeah,
outperform the
of
full
course.
episodes.
So you also have to, so when you're doing these podcasts and just anything on video, you also have to ask questions that you would want to be answered on AI because AI scrapes everything now. It's a big thing that I'm doing right now, making resorts AI discoverable. So we're doing long form storytelling where I'm sitting down with the founder, the chef, the director of marketing, whoever it is, and having long conversations. Um, and they're living on YouTube and chopped up for the other platforms. But I'm asking questions specifically on how people would search for them on AI.
Yeah. So since you mentioned AI, let's kind
Mhm.
of That's like a topic for every show. We always say,
Sure.
okay, let's talk COVID and AI
Right,
because the
right, right,
two
right,
changed
right.
the world in so many different ways.
Sure.
COVID changed the way people behave. AI is going to change how everybody behaves because it's become everybody's assistant. So, talk through AI in travel and hospitality and how you see it changing your industry with what you're doing just in general with personal branding, marketing, travel, everything.
I think that people right now are they're just I hate to say this, but it's such the truth. A lot of hotel managers who don't wanna commit money to social media full-time employees, right? So they're like, "Oh, yeah, AI came out. Now we can batch create 500 posts and just set them on a scheduler. That way we don't even have to bother with social media anymore." And they're just blasting out their posts. They're never responding. They're getting questions. I mean, it's making things 10 times worse than if they did it properly. So I think that there is no better thing that your employees could do right now than to learn as much as they possibly can about AI. I mean, I have friends that are really doing the right thing. They're saying, okay, so my one friend, he has a tech company. So he's right outside Silicon Valley. He has probably 50, 60 employees, something like that, and they make a fortune. So AI came out in about 12, a little bit less than a year ago. He came out, he said, "All right, everybody get off the phones. I want to have a meeting." And what he told everybody, he said, "Listen, I will guarantee, I will put it on paper and guarantee you will never lose your job to AI. Not one person here. And I'll even go a step further. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give everybody a monthly budget so you can buy whatever tools you feel comfortable using, whether it's Claude, ChatGPT, whatever it is. But I want your production to go up 300%." And what has happened was his business in the past year has went up probably
I was going to say probably
400%.
tripled. Yeah.
Yeah. And people are working less hours. He's like, once you get done with your job, go home. So people are working less hours, getting paid the same, and his business went up just because he empowered his staff instead of demonizing the staff.
Yeah. No, I think AI is great for business. It's a great tool to use. We use it all the
Yeah.
time. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't. It's again back to a conversation I had yesterday
Yeah.
with
Yeah. Yeah.
Janara. We said, look, in restaurant business, you'll never lose employees to AI because I mean, you in AI, they can't serve people. You can't make a drink. You can't, it can help with menus.
Correct.
It can help
Correct.
with
Correct.
marketing. So our industry really is not going to be as impacted, whereas some others will be. But we use it. I mean, obviously, we use it for a lot of things in terms of agendas and helping with marketing
Right.
techniques and
Sure.
finding restaurants, like you said, helping find the guests
Of
find
course.
us. But it's been very interesting. I mean, each show I've gotten so many different perspectives from my guests on what's good, what's bad, but it's the way of the world. You got to jump on it or it's going to go right by you.
I mean, if you really think about it, like the most popular thing is everybody's talking about ChatGPT for emails and captions. Okay, that's fine. The real shift is discoverability. For the last 20 years, we've optimized restaurants for search engines. Over the next decade, you're going to optimize restaurants for answer engines.
AI. Yeah.
People won't just Google best Italian restaurant near me. They're going to ask, I'm taking my wife out for our anniversary and it's going to be a really special one. It's our 35th. We love handmade pasta, great wine. I want a place that hasn't had negative reviews in the past 3 weeks. Da, 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 da. I mean, you're having a
Do it.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do it with
100%.
ChatGPT. I keep it in my
100%.
files. I set up files and I'm like, save
Yeah,
this information so you can use it
correct,
later in your memory bank.
correct.
So it's so true. I mean,
Yeah,
no one Googles anything anymore. We don't say restaurants near me.
right.
We say we want a chef. We don't want fast food. We don't want a regular menu. We want, farm to table. It's true. I use it. I do it. I just did it now. We're getting ready to go to Positano. My husband and I in 2 weeks. Actually, I should ask you, where should we go? What's your favorite restaurant? I know you've been there a million times.
I will say, see if you can. So there's a place called Ville Trevelle. Treville. I just met.
That's on my list.
So the director of marketing, her name is Daniela. I
Okay.
met her and the GM at a conference in Miami, and I'm speaking to them about working together. But you should absolutely go there. You should,
That's funny. So that
yeah,
was one that came up. Actually, there's a really good restaurant in Les Sirenu as well,
yeah.
which is one of the nicest hotels right there, but we couldn't get in. It was packed. But that was the second choice on my list. So, Jannar,
That's
come in.
funny.
Come, I'm on the podcast, but come say hi. So, Jannar just popped in. I want him to say hi. He hasn't seen you in so long. Scott's on the line from Florida.
Hey Scott, how you
How you
doing?
doing?
You got to go lower so he can see you.
How's it
So
going?
we're talking about Positano and we're talking about restaurants in Positano. And I said, and being the world traveler, where would we go? And the one that he picked was one of the ones that I want to go to. Yeah. So good. At
Yeah.
least it's one of the top,
Oh
choices.
yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah. We were
I've
just talking.
actually, I've
He just
actually
got back
haven't
from
been
Venice.
yet. Yeah, I just got
So,
back from Venice, but I haven't been yet. But you have to go. What I'm gonna do is after the podcast, I'm gonna introduce you to the director of marketing. She's
that
a
would be
good
so
friend.
fun.
Yeah,
We're
she's
going to be there in
fantastic.
a couple weeks. I can't wait.
Oh,
I
that's
can't.
great.
Yeah.
We go to Italy every year, and we've never gone to Positano. Like
Was it hot? Yeah.
What was that?
in Venice, where was it hot? Because they've
Hot.
been.
And it's even worse now. It is in Fahrenheit 96, 98 every day. It is, yeah, the heat wave is real, and it's actually affecting tourism. I've talked to many people that I know at hotels, and they're saying tourism is down. People are canceling because of the heat wave. And I was like, wow.
Sicily, Naples.
Yeah, I was just speaking at a conference in Sicily, and I'm actually speaking at another one in beginning of October in Marsala, just outside of Palermo. Yeah, I'm in Italy several times a year. I have a lot of friends there and clients and potential clients.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the podcast.
Take care, man. Take care, man.
He had to come say hi. We were literally talking
Yeah.
Italy. I'm like, perfect timing.
Yeah,
perfect
perfect.
segue to Positano. But that's funny that it's the restaurant that you mentioned is where we're going to go. I literally just emailed to get a reservation there, so it's good timing.
Exactly.
But that was what I did. I went to ChatGPT and I said, we want this, we want that, our top 5. And what's great about it, and I'm going to tell you, this is such a great tool. It learns your dining behavior. It
Of
learns
course.
your travel behavior. It learns where you stay. So it literally said to me, Michelle, knowing your lifestyle, how you eat, how you travel, where you stay, I suggest X. And I mean, it's so true. So you have to have the right keywords. You have to know the right, like you said, discoverability is so important.
Yeah. Prompting is a real job that is going to explode very soon.
Yeah. Great tip. And for everybody listening, get on top of AI. I've had so many people say, well, yes, you have to learn AI. All right. So let's talk travel trends because now this is the fun part because I love to travel. I love the world. I have so many bucket lists of places I want to go. Actually, my daughter's getting ready to visit her very good friend. She's going to be in Bali and then she's going to Singapore. And I mean, that's one of my next year. We're going to do that. But talk to me about trends of traveling. So luxury travel, is it experience travel, wellness travel? Talk through the trends and guest expectations today.
Oh, expectations are through the roof. I mean, the expectations they're borderline unrealistic. A hotel has to be on their game. They have to be more than ever in the history of travel because the expectations are just, and again, social media, whether it's good or bad, it depends what lens you look through it. But the expectations for Venice, when you look on social media at Venice, and then when you get there, it's not the same, like you have to put the realistic glasses on because social media doesn't show you the waves of people everywhere. They don't, I mean,
You mean waves like thousands where you can't
yeah,
walk through
literally,
the canal or over the bridge because
literally.
there's so many people?
Yeah, or 2 hours to wait in a line to take that famous picture for Instagram. Like, Instagram doesn't show you these things. They just show you the final product. But you have to realize that there's a process to get to that final product. So, I mean, listen, there are a lot of places doing it right and a lot of places that are doing it horribly wrong. And what technology has done was it's removed the waiting time, because if you're doing it wrong, people find out immediately. There's no waiting time, because technology, like it or love it or hate it, technology is undefeated. This AI will win. So you might as well jump on board, and whatever other technology that you think is ruining the world, with all the people out there that it's demonizing the world, technology is undefeated. So you might as well learn as much as you possibly can and get on board with it.
Work
You know
with
what I
it
mean?
than against it.
Correct, because you won't win.
Yeah. So, what does the next decade look like for hospitality? I ask this question every show before we get into my lightning round questions because, things are changing so rapidly. So, what's your take on what 2030 looks like? What's the next 5, 10 years in terms of hospitality?
I think there's going to be, I think that flying the big flags, which is Marriott, Hilton, the just having the big name is going to be less appealing to the world, because they are making it so difficult for hotel owners now. Yes, do they give you better distribution? Do they give you some marketing that you would never have? And
Loyalty.
yeah,
Hmm.
but it's not as much as you would think. And for what you're paying, I don't think it's worth it these days,
Hmm.
because once you fly that big flag, you're just a hostage to these huge corporations that are, the only thing they care about is their profit and loss and their stock price. They don't care about the customer experience. I mean, look at what Marriott did to the Ritz-Carlton brand after they bought Starwood. Ritz-Carlton is not Ritz-Carlton
No,
anymore.
it's
It's
not the
garbage.
same.
You go to the Ritz-Carlton on Fort Lauderdale Beach, it's like a Holiday Inn. It's like a joke.
That's why we go to Conrad.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and now the Four Seasons right next door to Conrad is built now. It's beautiful.
I, we've been,
Yeah, it's
we've
it's
been.
really, really nice. But I think that you're gonna have a surge of independent hotels over the next 10 years. I think even more so than you have right now. An article just came out yesterday or the day before. Marriott again devalued more, I think, their points system by another 10%. And it's a joke, it's loyalty. They're taking the loyalty and they're rubbing it in the mud. So that
Yeah.
is the biggest absolute trend. And also the hidden gems that we were talking about for so many decades, I think they're going to be starting to be the main travel places, because people, listen, will Paris ever be a ghost town? No. People are always going to go to Paris. As many as before? No. I think that you're going to see these, just like people are starting to go to Europe in shoulder seasons now. They don't all go in July and August, you know,
Hmm.
March and April and October.
September.
October
Yeah.
is a fantastic month to go to Europe because
Yeah. It's
everything's
not
still the
hot
same.
and
It's
it's not
cool.
hot.
It's cool, less crowds, and you get the same experience. Like,
Yeah. You
why
just
do you
got to
need
hope you don't have kids in school.
that? Well, that's
Have
why
be an
July
empty
and August
nester
will
or have
always
kids in
be
college or no
correct.
kids.
Correct. Correct. And that's why July and August will always supersede everywhere else. But shoulder season's getting there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really, really climbing.
Yeah. So I agree with you 100%. I mean, even when we travel, it's so much nicer to find that local boutique hotel or local boutique restaurant. It's also more fun. It's more authentic. You get to eat what the locals are eating, stay where, and you know what? You get better service sometimes.
So
These
so that
big
that's
brands are just
that's what I was
overrated.
just gonna say. Doesn't it feel like they try harder
Yeah.
on everything? They try
Yes.
harder to be nice. They try harder. The check-in experience is more enjoyable. The dinners and lunches are more enjoyable. The bartender's nicer. It's a much more enjoyable experience.
Yeah. And you're on vacation. You don't want to be stressed out. I mean, travel's stressful.
It is not.
the the
It's not
thought of
easy.
like, oh my God, Tuesday we have to go to Newark and we have to get on the, that
Right, right,
whole
right, right, right.
process. It's like
Yeah,
once you're on the plane and you take off and the process starts, but it's like the whole thing. It's just stressful. Where are you going to park the
yeah,
car? Where are you going to? It's just a stressful situation. So you don't want to get to where you're going and then have a stressful situation when you get there. That's the worst.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I do think as far as restaurants are concerned, moving forward, I think that the ones that will come out on top are the ones that consistently create educational content, fun content, um, and tell their stories in a way that nobody else is doing it, but doing it on a consistent basis. Those will be the ones that will be at the top of the pyramid. I also think community will be a massive part of restaurants moving forward. I think it's going to be a bigger competitive advantage than marketing. And what I mean by that is the restaurants with the strongest communities won't need to spend as much convincing people to come back because their customers will do the marketing for them. They'll have their own club of evangelists that are out there spreading word of mouth every day. But how do you get that community? You get that community by being consistent on social media and telling your story and giving people something to fall in love with.
Yeah. All right. Before we run out of time, we got to do my lightning round
Okay,
questions.
let's
Because
do
we're
it.
going to
Let's
run
do
out
it.
of time.
Let's
I
do
didn't
it.
even get through half. Listen, you got to come back because I didn't get through half my questions for you because I knew this was going to happen. But all right, favorite country. What's your favorite country you've
Thailand.
ever visited?
Thailand.
Thailand?
Not even
Oh, I
close.
can't wait to
Not even
go.
close. Not even close.
Actually, you know what? We actually talked about next year doing Thailand. So
You let me know. I lived there for 11 years. I'll introduce you to everybody.
oh, I would love that. All right, best hotel experience. What's your favorite hotel?
I would have to say either the Rosewood San Miguel de Allende in Mexico or Hong Kong Ritz-Carlton.
Wow, not even the Amman, huh? I love Amman properties.
Amman properties are wonderful. I just had really special experiences at those two properties. But Amman
Wow,
is
cool.
special. I'm
Mexico.
I'm I'm dying to do their yacht.
I just heard about that. Me too. That'd be on my bucket list too. I need to travel like you. I need to get out of the restaurant business, stop doing podcasts, sell everything I have, and travel the world.
There you go.
All right, favorite airline.
Uh Etihad.
Which one?
Etihad or Singapore Air.
Oh, I love Emirates.
Emirates. It's yeah.
Etihad, huh?
It's they haven't kept up a lot of their planes, and a lot of their planes are a lot older, and it's just not the same experience that Etihad used to be. You have Qatar, you have Etihad,
Yeah.
like,
Singapore Air.
yeah, it's just Singapore is the most consistent airline that I've ever flown in my life.
All right. And
They're
this is the big
unbelievable.
question. Big question. Where's the one place you haven't been yet that you want to go?
Tanzania.
Ooh, okay.
Dying to get there. I've been to Kenya many times. I've been to South Africa many times. Dying to go to Rwanda, Tanzania. I want to do way more in Africa. If it was up to me, I would go to Africa for like a year and just visit every country.
Super cool.
Yeah, it
Super
would be
cool.
great.
All right. Well, for everybody listening, you know where to find me. On LinkedIn, restaurantdiva.com. DMs are open on Instagram. And Scott, this has been so great catching up. I mean, it's been way too long. We have to
Yeah.
meet in Italy and have
Yeah.
drinks in Gennar's
Yeah.
hometown.
Yeah.
Got to come to Naples and have a
That
home
would be
cooked
awesome.
meal in the garden with Gennar's family.
That would be tremendous. Wow.
That'd be
How long are you
so
guys going to be
cool.
there?
10 days, and then we're heading to
Oh,
London.
okay.
When are you coming back to Italy? Are you going next month or no?
Not next. I won't be back there this summer, I don't think.
All
I
right,
will
we'll have
be
to do
back
it next year.
there It's late September.
All right. Well,
Late
maybe we'll do
September.
it next year. We'll have to coordinate your next Italy trip. But for everybody listening, how can they find you?
I'm at Mr. Scott Eddy on every platform, and I'm mrscotteddy.com website. Easy.
And LinkedIn too,
At
right?
Mr. Scott
LinkedIn?
Eddy. Everywhere.
Yeah,
Every
everywhere.
platform.
And what do you want to leave everybody with today? Because you have so much knowledge, so much influence, so much travel knowledge. So tell us what you want to leave us with. If there's one thing that we should take away from the show, what would that be?
I think that people think that when you're on social media, it's different than real life. It is not different than real life. You should be, if you're going to be kind to someone in real life, you should be kind to someone on social media. I think that kindness should stay with you no matter if you're on or offline. And a lot of people have two different personalities in real life and on social media, and you shouldn't, because you still have a person on the other end of that phone.
Hallelujah. And answer your emails and respond to your DMs and your
Timely.
texts. So everybody
Timely.
listening,
Yeah,
please,
right.
please, if somebody sends you an email, somebody sends you a text,
Right.
don't leave it open. Just
Right.
a quick message back
Right,
would be
right,
so nice. So
right.
anyway, I agree. But for everybody listening, you know what, Scott, this was such a great show. Hospitality is built on relationships and storytelling. And it's not just about great food and serving guests, it's creating experiences. And, you heard it from the best. And thank you so much for being on the show. It was so great
Thanks for
connecting. And
having me.
let's do it again soon.
Let's do it.
Live, not
Yeah.
not on a
Yeah,
computer.
exactly. Right.
All right. And for everybody listening, that's another episode. And we'll be back next week with Dine and Dish. Talk to you soon. Ciao.